Hi guys, Saul here. Playing Deus Ex again, but this is sort of a tutorial how-to video on hacking, which honestly I haven't really found too many good comprehensive videos of everything that has to go with hacking in Deus Ex, so hopefully this is just sort of like a everything you need to know about hacking guide, and I really hope this helps all of you guys out. So before I actually get into the hacking, this is a terminal that I'm going to be hacking here in a second. I actually want to go to my augmentation screen because there's actually 4 different hacking tech trees that I want to show you. The first one, of course, is capture. This is the main one that you need for any of the any hacking, and you should already have at least at one point in here beginning of the game, but first of all, the first big thing you want to know is there's a security rating between 1 and 5 for hacking. So as you get these Capture 1, Capture 2, Capture 3 levels, the higher security rating that you can hack. And currently I have 3, and that's actually gotten me pretty far in this game. So I kind of recommend at least getting that, but I haven't really found too much use for 4. Just recently I've encountered a 4 or 5 computer, but I'm actually getting pretty late in the game too, so those high levels don't always come into play. The other thing you'll notice as an offshoot is the domination skills here. Different camera domination, turret domination, and robot domination. These camera one just lets you turn on and off cameras, and I think it's already enabled by default. Yeah, it has an upgrade cost of 0, so it was definitely in there by default. But turret domination and robot domination you will have to pay some praxis points for, and basically these just let you turn robots and turrets against your enemies, which is really cool actually, and very useful in a few areas. The next hacking area is the hacking analyze add-on, which I honestly don't think is quite that useful. You but by default get this detection feedback, and I got this a while ago. But I didn't find it really that useful. It just gives you a little percentile of your chances. For the sake of this video, I'm going to buy this other one though, this Analyze All Data Stores. I kind of want to see what it does, but it's supposed to let you know what rewards you're going to get for whatever reward points that you're going for. So we'll get into that in a minute. Anyway, the other things that we have here at Fortify, there's an ability to fortify the points that you have, and that basically just makes it harder for the enemy to detect you. And so if you have this Fortify skill, it just increases your ability to fortify, and just makes it really hard to be detected. I honestly don't find this very useful, but fortifying does come into play, and I'll be doing that in a minute. The absolute most useful skill though is going to be this hacking stealth, which decreases the chances of detection when you're hacking, which is really the main part of this hacking game when you think about it. You don't want to be detected when you're getting hacked, so the longer you can prolong, or the longer you can offset when the enemy starts detecting you, the better. So I'm going to put in 1 point in there just to kind of give myself a little bit of an edge, but as you can see I've sunk quite a few points in hacking, probably because I do it so much. So we'll get into it here. Obviously I don't have a password, so I got to use this hack button. First thing you're going to notice is the security rating on here, which is 3, and as you noticed earlier I was level 3, so I am definitely able to do this. If it was level 4 or level 5, that would be a little different, and it would actually just tell me that I can't hack, and my skill level is just not high enough. There's another area that says attempts left, and that's right now we have 3 attempts left. What that means is that if you're getting detected, you may want to disconnect, because you might only have a couple seconds before being detected, and you really just don't want to get detected at all. So if you hit that disconnect button, it does not dock you any points, it just takes away from this attempts left area. And really that's a really good strategy in my opinion. If you want to, a lot of this game's luck, so if you want to just try a couple times before really delving into it, just see if you get lucky on the first couple of attempts, I kind of recommend that strategy. Obviously you want to click the hack button to jump in. And I assume you guys already know what the objective is here, but the basic objective is to get from the blue point here to the green point. And in this particular scenario, I don't have just this one green point, but also this other green point. So I have to get two green points in this one. And you'll also see, if I back up a little bit here, you'll also see that there's two of these red points. And these red points are just your enemies. They start trace routes, and they will try to... Or is it trace routes? Anyway, they try to trace you, and they'll just go through all the nodes that you've captured and try and figure out where you are. And once they make it to this blue screen, or this little blue icon, that's game over for you. So you definitely want to watch out for that. When it's trying to trace you, they'll display a really huge, hard to miss timer at the top. And that's just telling you how long it's going to take before it gets to that point. So just always keep your eyes on that when you're getting attempted to be hacked. So the first thing I'd like to do... oh, and there's one more thing, actually, and we're going to be doing this. I have these hexagon points that I want to try to capture. And here's where you can see that add-on comes in handy, I guess. Not really. I would try to capture it anyway, but it tells me exactly what's going to be rewarded to me if I capture this point. Which is 150 experience, so that's kind of cool. The other one has 30 credits, so yeah, that's not a really big deal there. But I'll try and capture it anyway. I always try to capture these points. So the first thing I like to do is, just to see how lucky I get, try and do a couple of hacks without getting detected. So what I'm going to do is just click on it, and then click on the capture button. I'll show you that right here. There's a capture button right here at the top. Which tells me my detection percentile chance is 15, which is pretty low. So there's not really much chance I'm going to get detected on that. And as you can see, I was able to capture this folder right here without being detected by these red guys. So I'm going to try it on... What I'm trying to do is kind of just lay myself out a little bit over the grid before I really try to capture any of the important points. Just see how far I can get without being detected. And the way I do that is by trying to capture all the lowest possible points. That would be like this number 2 here. Number 2 is going to be really low chance of being detected versus the number 3, which you can see over here, that's a little bit higher. And because my stealth is so high, my detection chance rate is still 35%, so really not that high. The ones I still want, by the way, are these hexagon ones, but we're going to try to get to those in a second. I need to get these number 3 ones, and they're a bit higher, so I'll lay off of them for a second. I'm going to try and get this other one, see if I can get lucky again without being detected. Oh, I got it. That's awesome. By the way, this is all in real time, so this doesn't pause the game like you would in other games. If there's enemies walking around who can possibly see you, they're going to see you, and they're going to start shooting at you and making trouble for you, or maybe sound an alarm or something. So you definitely need to make sure that your area is clear before you try getting into hacking, because it does take a little while. I mean, you can try and speed hack, and that's actually kind of a fun sub-game, I think, of this hacking part, but for the most part you want to make sure your whole area is clear before you ever try to do a hacking attempt. I wonder if I should risk these other ones. I don't think I'm going to risk these other ones. What I'm going to do is actually use a couple of consumables. Now you can see on the top right here I have a number 3 and a number 2. Now the number 3 I'm going to get to in a minute, but the number 2 right here, this is what's called a nuke virus, and the nuke virus lets us click on this point, and then I click over on nuke. And what it is, like it says right there, is undetectable. So that means it instantly will capture this point, and I have 0 chance of being detected when I capture that. And that's pretty cool. I like that right there because the number 3 is a little bit higher detection chance, and I'm going to do it on this one down here as well. So I like to kind of, in certain situations, I like to get set up by using these nuke viruses because I know I'm not going to get detected. And kind of get my playing field a little set up before getting into the real hack part of it. Now that second part, the one I have 3 of here, you can see, by the way, I consumed both of my nuke viruses, so I have 0 on there now. But the one that I have 3 of is the stop attempt, which that basically, when I hit the space bar, it's going to completely stop the trace, and it's really only for, I don't think it's any more than like 2 seconds, but it's extremely useful when I'm trying to set up my defenses here. If I just need a couple of seconds to get my defenses into place, it's going to buy me a ton of time. So it's just an instant way to altogether stop the enemy, but can really, really buy you some time though, considering what you can do in just a couple of seconds. So what I want to do is, you'll notice it's really not a big leap from the endpoints to the middle here, so it's probably going to be a pretty short time once they do detect me, and I'm fairly certain that's going to happen at some point here. Well, what I want to do is fortify these points here. So when I click on it, there's this new option here, fortify, and that just you can see there's also a way higher detection chance on that. So what I'm going to do is fortify every single point on this line here. So these 3 points I'm going to fortify. Even my origin point, there's a detection chance on that, or a fortify detection chance on that, because yeah, I can't actually make that harder to get into. But all 3 of these points I'm going to try to fortify, and then so I'm going to do it really quick at the same time. But at the same right after I do that, I'm also going to try and capture these little bonus areas, the 150 XP and the 30 credits down here. So I'm going to do it kind of all fast, just all 5 of these points at once. And once those are all done, I'm going to start beginning on the green capture points. So I'm going to kind of go through this really fast. And before I do that, though, there's one other thing I want to mention, and unfortunately it's not on this demo here. But if you ever see a little gear icon with like spam or any other idea that it has there, you want to get those points because it makes that timer on the top take a lot longer. So if you get spam, it's very good, because it just makes those trace attempts take much longer. So they're kind of freebie ways of setting up defenses. Although they have detection chances too, so just be mindful of that. If it has like a 4 rating or something like that, might want to stay away from that, or maybe nuke it. So okay, so I'm going to go through all 3 of these 2 on the top and bottom, and then our actual points to win. So I'm going to do this real quick, just try and follow along as much as you can. So here we go. 2, 3. And you can see I did it without getting detected on any of these, which is pretty amazing when you get down to it. But that does give us a chance to take a look here. So when I did the fortify, that actually increased the odds. Now these numbers actually work for me when they're trying to trace. So this number 4, it's going to take them a lot longer to get through that than it originally took me. If you remember, it was at number 3 before. Let me just try and get this one. I know I can win this at this point. It's pretty easy. I'm just not getting detected, which is pretty awesome, actually. But that's pretty much what you would do. I'm a little sad that we didn't get to actually see getting detected, but I might be able to show that in maybe another video. So here's the reward screen I get. Got 30 credits, 150 extra experience on top of what I would usually get for hacking, which is pretty useful. And one last thing. Since you, assuming that you have all the robots and turrets and all that, what I can do now is take those robots, this little guy right here, and stick them against my enemies by clicking on this. And that's just extremely useful when you want to clear out a room of enemies. And these cameras right here, I probably want to turn those off, just so they don't detect me. So anyway, that is pretty much what you need to do, and thanks for watching, guys. You all have a good one, and I'll see you next time.